Hey everybody, it is Michael. Welcome to New Victory Gardening. And as you can see, I am not in my yard today. I am actually out in public. And so, welcome to season 3 of New Victory Gardening. I decided to go ahead and go in a different direction for this year at least, and to get a community garden plot. And so that's what you're looking at. And this was a unique opportunity. I couldn't pass it up because this garden is actually just being started. So you have the opportunity to get in on a garden plot in a brand new garden, and we can see what it's like to garden in a community gardening plot that's accessible to upwards. I think so far I've seen we have about 35 gardeners signed up here who will all be gardening. And so we have plots that I'll show you my plot. It is 10 foot by 20 foot, and they marked them off, right? And so I'm gardening from the corner where the camera is to this corner out here. And this is a walkway. They made a walkway. And this is the northern side. So I have a walkway in the northern side and one direct neighbor, which is exactly what I was looking for. And so I'm really, really excited. You know, if you don't have a lot of room to grow and you still like to grow things like watermelons or pumpkins or do anything like that, getting some space in a community garden is one of the best ways you can actually have a place to grow, but not have to buy land to do it. And so that's why I did this. I wanted to test it out. Or say you just wanted to produce some more produce. Say you wanted to have a bigger part of your garden output coming from bigger plots, but you just don't have the space. You just maybe have a smaller yard or dogs that tear things up, and you needed an option, right? And so a part of resiliency and the theme of this channel is to most certainly get some of that information out about resiliency. You see, I took a walk around the garden, and it really is a field. So this park right here actually is an equestrian park. It's funny, it's on the northern side of the city. It was designed for horses and livestock for folks who couldn't keep those at home either. And it was just a great idea by some folks at the county to develop this out into a community garden. It's actually a food forest too, which I might take a little more interest. That's one of my own personal private things that I might try to help if possible or if able, is to make a food forest, a place where people can come and get free food. So the community garden, you sow into it and you reap out 10 times as much probably in food and produce and well-being. Same way with on the far side over here, the food forest. Hopefully it'll do the same for this community. And so yeah, for this season, I'll be out here and we'll be talking just about community gardening, interacting with some of the folks here, learning about it, and providing that information. I have no guarantee. This could be a complete fail. Like, I could grow a crop and lose the entire crop this year, but that's okay, because I'll be back again next year and I'll be trying it over again. And that's the beauty of all of this. And so, yep, welcome to season 3, New Victory Gardening. Okay, y'all, one thing right quick before I leave for the day is this is a pretty big garden. It's hard to tell the scope, so I'm gonna actually run out to my garden plot. This is the entrance, and I'll show you how far I am from the entrance. Pretty funny, huh? Funny thing, funny thing, funny thing. I'm about halfway out in the garden now. So here I am. And so let me run to one side. It's pretty funny. Okay. It might seem funny. It might seem funny. Here I am. So this is my garden plot. way out here. Big garden, huh? Much bigger than anything I've ever had. Oop. Make a wrong turn, you have to walk through knee-high weeds. And so, yep, here I come. You will most certainly get your exercise walking in this garden. And I think I'm gonna have to grow as a YouTuber, huh? Because there's someone here who is watching me. Started. Some folks have even put out wood and walled off a plot. Isn't that something? Other folks, I mean, this is just a grass field. Like, it basically is just a grass field. And so we'll be building this from scratch. Like, there's no walls. I see they got some mulch, but it looks like we'll be the ones loading mulch. So it literally is being built from scratch. I was actually a little surprised when I saw that, but I did ask the garden manager at the county, like, is it plotted out? And she said yes. And so you see, we got water. So there's water. Wow, it looks like they actually have a water spigot for every site, which to me is amazing. And you just got to do a little bit of work to get it going. In another video, I'll go through and I'll talk about some of the rules. Like, I had to sign a waiver and a lot of paperwork. And I also, you know, you have to interact. So there's some time that we have to give up in order to participate in this garden. Is kind of a unique thing. But so you pay to access your garden plot, and then you're also required to do 5 hours of additional work just in the garden in general, just to help improve the garden and keep it. And so yeah, we'll see how that works out. I've never experienced that before. Like, I've always experienced people trying to buy their way out of work, not volunteering to take on even more tasks, especially when they, like, have already paid for their garden plots. So there's some drama, and I think that could be set up there. See, some folks planted already. Yeah, these folks here, yeah, they've planted already. Isn't that something? I'll have to see if I can come out and meet some of the folks here, but they've got their little trays down and got their stakes in, and they're already planting. And there's also going to be some disabled or ADA accessible plots, and so those will go here. I know it just looks like a field now, but you can see where the water is, right? So as we come here, you can see where the water is. That's where those boxes, they'll be built up so somebody with a wheelchair can come in and access them, and they're right in the front of the garden. And I think a couple of those are out. And you saw earlier somebody had plans for a little rose garden and decorating, and it's just so interesting to get to see all the creativity that different folks have, the different things they do, the creativity they have, their willingness to, you know, do certain things in their own gardens. You can benefit just from being around creative people, right? And that really is the goal, like gardening in community. And so, of course, when this opportunity came, I just had to jump on it. So there's our mulch pile. Note to self, remember to wear sturdy shoes and or work boots. I didn't think it would be this rough, but here we have standard mulch. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get some tools going, bring some of them tools I have at home here and use that for sure, like wheelbarrows and tillers and all the rest, because this plot is going to be worked up from scratch. Uh-oh, I didn't know what I was signing up for, y'all. Can't take it back now. You know, the only other interesting thing I would say in being here, I've been here just roughly half an hour. The garden's brand new. I'm just barely looking at it now. But in being here, let me get out here. First of all, it's knee-deep or higher grass here. See, here's an ADA plot. But just being here, just for this amount of time, and looking out over the garden, right? There's been, you know, probably 10 people who've come by. One guy on a bicycle came by. Folks have slowed down, rolled their windows down in their cars. Like, I'm not used to that. When you garden at home, you get no interaction really. But here, I've just a short amount of time, a whole bunch of people have come by looking at me as I'm filming and wanting to interact or just curious about what's going on here. And so that most certainly will be a change. All right, now I'm gonna end the video. More to come. Okay, take care.